Monday, June 17th, I believe, day after Father's Day. I kind of got a little lull period here. Well, the skies are breaking up a little bit. I've gone about 20 miles so far, and I'm just getting out of the cloud cover slightly here. There's been breaks of sun, which felt pretty good. I think the temperature stayed pretty consistent at 66. I see the green in the fields. I don't know if the farmers are going to get their crops in this year or not. It's really, really late for them to get out there. A lot of these fields have not been planted or have just been planted, and they're not even coming up yet. The knee-high by the 4th of July thing may not work this year. So I'll be coming into Cannon Falls here pretty soon. I'm going to stop and pull the drone out and fly it over the dam and over Lake Billsby, which is a real pretty reservoir in the Cannon River. So I'm going to take the drone out and fly it around that before the wind comes up or the rain starts or whatever is going to happen here. So we're kind of getting into a little more scenic part of Minnesota here. This is the southeastern corner, and kind of starts here at Cannon Falls. And Cannon Falls is actually named after the river, which is the Cannon River, and I don't know where the river got its name. Probably from some guy by the name of Cannon or something. And over here to the right you can see the lake, which is actually a reservoir. There's a dam at the bottom here, and I think it at one time was hydroelectric. I don't believe it is anymore. It's just a dam. But it forms this lake, and it's not real deep. I think the deepest part of this lake is probably about 12 or 14 feet. But there's a nice campground over here, and a recreational area, and then there's the dam, and the bicycle trails start here. You can go on about a 50-mile bicycle trek if you wish. So kind of a nice area. Then from here we hit Zumbrota and Zumbro Falls, and then we're down by the Mississippi River, and I go fishing down in Chatfield and Preston, Preston is the trout fishing capital of the U.S. Not U.S., Minnesota. Close enough. U.S., Minnesota, same thing. Got a really nice golf course here. It's a real challenging course, beautiful, along the river. I have not played here for a couple years. I'm going to try to get out here this summer. You know, problem with golf is trying to get there when it's not real busy. I like to, go solo a lot of times, so if it's busy they end up teaming you up with people, which is okay, but they usually take a cart and I usually walk, and if they're real busy then I just go on a road trip instead, I guess. So I got to figure out what's the best way of approach here. There's a substation here, so I don't see any generators though, so I don't think it's really a hydro plant. I think they just have a substation there because it used to be a hydro plant. So we'll zing on in here. There's a boat landing here, so that's why you see the extra cars. They got this buoyed off so boats don't go careening over the edge of that dam right there. So I'm going to park here right next to the potty and launch the drone here, I think. Okay, off like a dirty diaper. Well, I did a flyover the lake and the dam, and ran out of battery pretty quick. I've got 4 batteries with me, and they auto discharge after 3 days. Well, yesterday they were at 100%. Today they're at 60% because they started to auto discharge. So I'm limited to about 10-minute flights, which is okay. I normally don't spend that much time in the air anyway. So this was a short flight, got just what I wanted. The clouds caught up to me, so it clouded over again, so I'm going to head more east here to get ahead of this again. I think it's just going to be cloudy today. I don't think it's going to rain. And if I get into some real bad weather, I might just find a place to stay for the night and venture back tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice and sunny tomorrow. So we'll see how that shakes out. From this point on, the roads get to be, as my grandchildren would say, more funner. It's about 30 miles from where I live to Cannon Falls, 35, something like that. And that stretches, you know, pretty much straight road, not too much contour. This gets hillier, and as you go south and east, you get into what they call the bluff country, and it's the closest thing we have to mountains in Minnesota. And some of the hills and some of the roads are actually very much like mountain roads, very curvy, a lot of elevation change. And as you can see, the landscape is changing, getting more bluffy looking. These little sand cliffs here are just chock full of birds. They burrow nests into the sandstone. I suppose sparrows, they must be sparrows. And there's hundreds of them in there. Maybe thousands, I don't know. A lot. Well, the river has changed. All the spots that I normally go to are completely eradicated. The river here has made several changes over the last few years, and this year quite a bit different. The little waterfall and run that was there is missing now. And I had to negotiate through poisonous cow parsnip to get to it. But no luck there. I didn't spend much time there. I did about a dozen casts and that was about it. I'm going to go to some other spots along the way here. Yeah, they must have got some horrific rains down here because everything's changed. The river is completely re-diverted into different areas, so the you know, normally you try to find a run which empties into a pool and then you fish where the run hits the pool. That seems to be the better spot. Well, that's all gone and the water's really high and it's really dirty, and I may not be doing too well here today. This is a little town of Elba. Population unknown, but probably in the hundreds. They have a gas station, which really has no food to speak of except for munchies. They have 2 bars here, I believe, which also don't serve food during the weekdays. Yeah, there's Tony's, and then there's the one next to it here, which is the John Mauer bar. So we're going to move on here to the Whitewater State Park. Which is just 1 or 2 miles down the road here. We'll stop before the park and I'm going to try a spot. This is the Whitewater River we just went over. Doesn't look too bad. And there's a spot down here by the bridge that I normally try. Oh, the water's really high. This could be not good. We'll find out. So I'm going to go down there and give it a whirl. Okay, I saw this sign and it says there's a trail of some sort here. So I thought, why not give it a shot? It's like a field road of some sort. And you know there are rustic roads when there's grass in the middle. So we're going to follow this thing just to see what's at the end of it. Oh, my belly pan was dragging on the crown there. That was kind of cool. Not. Ugh. Well, you're going to encounter ruts and stuff too, I guess. Yeah, the center part of the road's about 4 or 5 inches above the track, so I have to kind of straddlecate here. I'm sure that's a word, straddlecate. Oh, gotta dodge this thing. I'm sure there's a sign here coming up that says turn around. Or get off and hoof it. Yep, there's a sign. Let's see what she says. State Forest Unit. Oh. Oh, it continues on. This is better. Better road. And I guess we go to a dead end here. Huh. So it's some kind of a picnic area. Well, at least I can say I checked it out. Alright, this is the turn. It's called Mystery Cave. So it's Forestville Mystery Cave, which they have tours of it. And then there's Wind Cave is the name of the state park, which is real close to it. Well, I made it down to Forestville, and I'm at the state park. And the word on the street here is there's no fishes. Same thing as the other places. High water, brown water. But I purchased a pass for the year, and I thought, oh, what the heck. We'll check it out. I kind of want to go camping here, so I'm going to check out the campsites. I've been in this park numerous times, it's just never really paid a lot of attention, I guess. And the river flows pretty much through the park here, so it's a great place. And being a state park, it's the clientele's a little different, you know, not that it's any big deal there either. Most of the people at state parks are more into bicycling and nature and that kind of stuff. In other parks, it's sometimes can be a little on the rowdy side, but like I say, it doesn't really matter that much. Well, let's see what we got here. We got Keep Right. The campsite's looking good. Whoop. And my little 30-footer will fit right in here, I think. And they're pretty busy. I imagine on the weekends they must be just packed. There's another campground here that I was thinking of checking on. I might drive in there and just scope it out. I think it's called Maple Springs. And it's right down there. I think I'm going to drive in there and just ask them if I can drive around and check that one out. Check their rates, that kind of thing. See what they have for amenities. While I'm not fussy, some people are. And the secret to happiness is keeping the other people happy. So we'll scope this one out. says, sorry, we're open. They got a barn, that's nice. And a cupola. Alright, stopped in, checked it out. Looks good. We'll see what they got happening here. Site's a little more open, which is good and bad. It's good from the standpoint of not crushing my camper into a tree. It's bad in that I may not like the openness. Straight ahead is the river in that bunch of trees there. Oh, we got a traffic type jam here. Oh well, the river is high. Well, I'm not too sure. It looked better from the road. This looks a little too open for me. Kind of maybe 2K away. Well, let's see what this little route here looks like. This in here looks better. These are all permanents though. So naturally the nicest ones are the ones that we can't use. Okay, well, we checked it out. And it's a possibility. Personally, I think the state park might be more in line for us. It doesn't look like there's a lot to do here other than sit. And that could be a deterrent. But anyway, nice place. It's well kept up. And some people, that's, you know, what they want. It's a nice place that they can just park and sit. Maybe play cards, that kind of thing. Well, I decided to head for home. The fly fishing was not a success. Everything is really flooded. It's really dark water, and everybody I talked to says it's a no-go. So I thought, well, tomorrow would be nice if I stayed somewhere, but I got stuff to do. So I'm headed back. I drove the last pretty much 100 miles in rain. Kind of a light rain, at times heavy. I never even bothered to put my rain gear on. It's I actually did not get very wet at all. My jacket is, I don't have my liner in my jacket, and it's water resistant, which means if it rains hard, I'll get wet. And I never did get wet. My feet stayed dry, so everything was good. And the windshield's low enough where I can look over it. Otherwise, if I had a high windshield, there's no way I'd be driving in rain. So it worked out really good. So I got my rain test out of the way. So the bike is plenty dirty, which is okay. It was dirty when I left. So tomorrow I'm going to put different shocks on here. These are a little too stiff, so I'm going to put some softer shocks on and see if I can get my BMW thing running and put it away in storage until I get the title so I can sell that thing, and get my Excelsior. I got to get that put away for permanent storage, and get my Valkyrie at home, which is the bike I usually take when I go fly fishing and that kind of thing. So I guess I got projects tomorrow, and if I'm lucky, my next project bike will show up and I can hit that thing pretty hard. I've got a bunch of powder coating and stuff I can do in advance, so I'm going to work on that too. It's always something. So this was all in all a pretty successful day. I put on just about 400 miles and stopped at 5 places to do some fly casting. So it was fine. And I got the drone up in the air and got some pretty good video of the Billsby Lake and the dam. So kind of anxious to see how that turned out. So I'm going to button her up for the day.